If you ever wondered which is the gear that I use to review music and to actually give you those vivid descriptions of what I'm listening to, this is the episode for you because I'm going to give you insights about the gear that I use to review music and to get the best experience without spending too much money, because we do not want that. So let's start this episode of SEIYUU Lounge. Welcome to SEIYUU Lounge, I'm your host Vanessa, and today let's talk about the gear that I use to review music, give you a couple of suggestions and walk you through my collection of headphones, because I do have a massive collection of headphones. I will say massive because it is 3 and normal people only have 1, but I have a lot of headphones because first of all, I am an audiophile, a person that likes to listen to music in the highest quality possible. This is something that I really am geeky about. And at the same time, I've been doing a lot of work as a sound editor and a video editor. And to edit sound, I need particular headphones to do that really, really well, especially in a more professional setting. So I have ended up with a couple of really good headphones with me, basically to edit sound professionally or to listen to music in the highest quality possible, because I like that. And that's how I can bring you reviews that go into so much detail. I hope this episode actually ends up being useful to you to get a sense of what you may need if you want to upgrade your gear to listen to music with a bit more quality. And at the same time, if you are trying to become a sound editor or a content creator more focused on sound and video, the gear that I use that is pretty much entry level. I do not own anything really very high end because I do not have money for that. But you will get really good suggestions here. If you are interested in any of the gear that I'm going to talk about, you will find links to the gear below or to an article about that gear. So do not worry about that. So from this point on, let's start diving into everything that I've got in terms of gear and show you or talk you through the gear that I own. Let's start that part of the episode. When it comes to my headphones, I use the Sennheiser's HD579 and the FEIYUU K3 DAC, which is an amazing combo in here. This is a fairly cheap setup that I use, and it is considered by many people that are really audiophiles as an entry-level music listening experience. You won't be getting creme de la creme in here, this is not top of the line, but this is already fairly expensive in comparison to just having a pair of headphones and connecting those to your PC. In this case, the Sennheiser's HD579, I purchased those in 2018. They have served me really, really well. The build is in plastic, which is not really a good thing, but they have lasted me a long time. I do not have any problems whatsoever with those. Well, of course, because I wear the headphones all the time, I'm talking about 12 hours plus per day listening to music or editing sound or video. So I have the headphones on pretty much all day, and the only things that I had to replace were the ear pads, because they were pretty old and they ended up ripping apart, and then I have a cover on my headband because it started to shed, the fake leather started to shed. But other than that, the headphones are pretty much amazing and the cable is still working pretty well. When Sennheiser tells you that the headphones last a lifetime, they are not kidding you. They really do last a lifetime. So if you are thinking about investing on headphones, try to invest on Sennheiser headphones, especially those that are focused on a hi-fi experience, which is to say, an experience in which you are focusing on listening to music critically. You are appreciating music, so you are going beyond just listening to music to pass the time. You are listening to music to get all those little juicy details in the background. And believe me, you will notice the difference. The sound around you will feel different with this combo, the Sennheiser HD579 and the FEIYUU K3. Together, they make the sound feel different. It is as if you are transported into the recording room in which all those instruments were together. And better yet, the soundscapes that are created by your favorite SEIYUU artists and 2D groups will be for you to explore. You will have so much around you, in front of you, behind you. It is really, really awesome. When I tell you in my reviews, for example, the review advent calendar, that I am picking instruments apart, that I'm listening to things going around me and that are behind me or close to me or to the side, it's because I have imaging to my headphones. I can pinpoint where the instruments are because the headphones are made for that specifically. And of course the wide sound stage, we can listen to the echo, we can notice by the way the sound is reverbing that there is so much more further away from you. It is a really awesome experience that I really recommend you to have. This combo makes some artists shine a lot. And when I say shine a lot, I'm talking about, for example, Soma Saito, Makoto Furukawa, Lolo D, Anthos, Growth, and Quell, who are basically groups or artists that basically create living, breathing soundscapes, and those really shine with this setup. For example, songs that you can listen to with this setup and that they will really blow your mind apart, especially if you are grabbing or purchasing the high-res versions of the songs, if you purchase digital downloads, or if you actually have the CDs, the physical CDs. And the songs that really shine with this setup are Soma Saito with Mirrors, the live version, and Haino from the Yin Yang CD. At the same time, we have Lolo D's Addictive Whispering, which is mind-blowing with this setup, and the Invisible Cross that will make you really cry because you are really in the middle of that orchestra and it is mind-blowing. At the same time, you have as well Anthos Mirage in Mirage, Trigger's Valiant, Makoto Furukawa with Dokeshi to Sadness, Yumochida's I'm Not Complete, which will make you chills run down your spine because this song is unbelievable, especially when the gospel choir comes in. You can notice where they are in the soundstage and it is unbelievable. Of course, I will add as well Kranv's ASAP because this song has a really interesting mixing going on in there and it shines with this setup. At the same time, when you are listening to music using the FEIYUU K3, you can basically use it to produce or reproduce music that you have purchased in high resolution, lossless music files, studio recording quality files, and they will shine in a way that you are not expecting. Especially if you are used to listening to music from streaming platforms, they do not have that much quality. Even if you are paying for the subscription, you are only getting the 320 Hz version, which is the basic one. It's really high quality, but it's not the highest quality you can get in a recording, and especially the studio recording doesn't have that quality. It has much more quality. In this case, I'm going to recommend you Soma Saito's 5th Anniversary Live Étranger because this is one of the best live CD masterings I've ever heard from a SEIYUU artist. It's unbelievable what Sony did to the sound quality in this recording. Of course, if you want to know how to legally and directly support your favorite SEIYUU artists and 2D groups, and you do not want to purchase physical media because you do not like to collect CDs, you can purchase official digital singles and CDs from Ototoy. They do not have everything you are looking for, and some franchises are not even there, and some SEIYUU artists do not make their music available there. But for the most part, you can find music by your favorite male SEIYUU artists and 2D groups in there. In that way, you are supporting directly your favorites and you are getting digital versions, especially high-resolution versions that you can listen to with your FEIYUU K3 and your headphones combo. In this case, I am suggesting the Sennheiser's HD579, but they are no longer around, so you need to look for an option. When it comes to my collection of headphones, I do have 3 pairs completely different in sound and in their delivery. As I've told you, I use the Sennheiser HD579. Those are my main headphones for everything I do. I review music using those. I listen to music outside of even reviewing music for the THTFHQ with those. They are close to neutral. They are not true neutral because there is some warmth to the bass line, but not as much as you would get with bass-centric headphones. These are the headphones that I believe give me the closest experience to what the sound would be like if I was in the studio with the band when they were recording. Then we have the Sony WH-1000XM3. This is already an old model. I use these mainly for silence. I need silence when I work, I need silence when I commute, and I absolutely dislike noise. So I use these headphones almost everywhere I go, so I get peace of mind in here. I can be creative when I use these. When I'm in an office, I can concentrate on the work that I'm doing. And when I'm commuting, I do not have to deal with conversations I do not want to hear. And when I'm at home, because I have basically noisy neighbors, I get to have some peace of mind, some silence. Even if I do not turn these headphones on, they provide me with silence. It is amazing. But of course, I'm always listening to music, so I use these to listen to music, of course. A big issue with these headphones, there are a couple of issues though. They are really expensive. The most expensive pair of headphones that I own are these ones. They were 350 euros. That's a lot of money. You may want to convert to your currency, but it is a lot of money. Is it worth it? For me it is, because I needed silence when I work. I do creative work, and usually the teams that I've worked with at the companies I've worked with, they are not creative focused, so they do not know how to create an environment for creative people or people that are using or dealing with sound and video design or editing. People like me need silence to work, otherwise we cannot find the little details in the sound or little details in the video that are wrong and that we need to fix, because the noise is making it almost impossible for us to actually do our work. When I review music, I do not use those, of course, because the sound will be extremely bassy. These are the most extreme bassy headphones I've ever had the pleasure of using. They are a bit aggressive on that end, and I believe they clamp a lot to my head. I have a sort of a big head, but still they clamp a lot to my head. And if I listen to music for a long time, they will make my head hurt. And due to having a lot of bass, if you do not change the equalizer in the headphones, or basically using the app, you will find yourself having migraines, because too much bass will make you have migraines, regardless if it is this pair of headphones or another pair of headphones. If your pair of headphones is bassy, you will get a migraine if you listen to music for a long period of time. On the other hand, we have the monitoring headphones that I use to record episodes of the podcast, like this one. Those are the Sony MDR7506. They are the classic headphones used in a professional setting to edit sound, to monitoring voices. You may have seen photos of your favorite SEIYUU when they are recording music for 2D music projects, and they are using these headphones, exactly these ones. So these are the classic headphones used in a studio setting for monitoring your voice, for monitoring a recording, and to edit the recording. They are close to neutral. I would say they are pure neutral, because these headphones are god awful with music. If you play almost any kind of music with these headphones, you will have an unpleasant experience. Why is the experience so bad? Because these headphones are to play the music as intended, how it was edited, how it was mastered, how it was mixed. So these are usually used to find flaws and to listen to how you are actually sounding like. These are monitoring headphones. I do not recommend you to purchase these unless you do sound editing, or you produce music, or you are a sound mixer or a mastering engineer. Do not purchase these. This doesn't make any sense for anyone wanting to listen to music and have a good experience. But if you are a professional working with sound, or if you are a singer, this is basically the pair of headphones that you should have to ensure that what you are singing is what the people are getting. They are not expensive for a type of headphone that is used exclusively in a studio. So you have these in here. So yeah, these are my 3 main headphones that I use. They are used for 3 completely different things. The Sennheisers are to use and review music critically. The Sony's MDR7506 are to master and to monitor me when I'm recording a podcast. And the Sony WH-1000XM3s are just for me to have silence when I work, even if I am listening to instrumental music in the background, just to relax as I work and do things that require a lot of focus, this is the pair of headphones that I will use. Of course, some things that you need to have into attention. There are downsides of using these headphones that I already told you. The Sennheisers are no longer for sale, in this case this model, so I will recommend the HD.599 instead of the 579 that I use, because my pair is no longer on sale because they are really old. On the other hand, the Sony MDR7506, they are being sold since the 80s, so they haven't changed much. They are still available everywhere you go, but they are not just made to listen to music. They are not really. So do not purchase those if you want to listen to music with high quality. Purchase these if you want to listen to voice recordings and edit those, if you are a singer, if you are a mixing or a mastering engineer. Other than that, do not pick these up because they give you a god-awful sound. At the same time, you have the Sony's WH-1000XM3. As I said, they induce migraines, they clamp too close and too hard to your head. These can be quite uncomfortable for long listens. At the same time, they have a really bassy profile. The sound is really bassy. If you like bassy headphones, well, go ahead, these are the best. If you want noise cancelling headphones, these are of course the best in the market, and I'm not even paid to say so. They are really. I've used those for 2-3 years and they are amazing. At the same time, let's make one thing clear. Do not purchase any gear you do not need. Make sure that if you are upgrading your gear, for example, taking into consideration the things that I suggested you, purchase only what makes sense to you. If you are going to listen to music all the time, perhaps it makes sense for you to invest in something with a bit more quality because you are going to use it frequently. But if you are the type of person that listens to music from time to time, you do not make it something that is frequent, I do not recommend you to upgrade anything beyond the headphones. And you can find good headphones below 30 euros or 30 bucks. So I'm going to suggest you 2 headphones that really do the trick for you to not spend too much money on headphones and you just want a casual experience. I have the Sony MDR ZX110 APB. Those are bassy headphones. The bassy profile is much smoother than the WH, which are top of the line when it comes to that. But these do the trick. They have a noise cancelling option. You have a sort of a trigger button that you can turn on and off to ensure that you have noise cancelling. So they are almost 20 euros or something like that, and they have noise cancelling. Albeit really basic, it does the trick really good, so I do recommend those. The experience is not the best, but it's much better than using earphones. That I can assure you. At the same time, you have the Sennheisers HD206. They are below 30 euros. I believe they are 25 euros. They are close to neutral headphones. You will have basically your first experience with close to neutral headphones. They are really good to listen to all kinds of music. I've used those. Someone in my family has these pair of headphones and I've used those as a result to try out if they were good or not. They have a clearer sound. You won't have as much bass as you may want to, but they are closest to a really true to the sound experience if you want to get close to the quality that I have with my Sennheisers. These 2 headphones are good. I've put 2 examples because some of you may want bassy headphones, so you have the Sonys, and others may want the close to neutral headphones that are good for critical music listening, and there's the Sennheisers as a suggestion. When it comes to headphones, you need really to try them out or see or read as many reviews as possible to understand if that type of headphone is for you. And especially if you have problems, especially hearing problems, do not purchase any type of bassy headphones because they are going to give you a bad time. Bassy headphones will give you migraines. Bassy headphones will mess up your hearing down the line. Yes, if you are not aware of that, listening to music with the bass cranked up to the maximum or using bassy headphones, especially for long periods of time, will mess up your hearing and you quite possibly will lose your hearing down the line if you do not take care of yourself and if you do not stop using those headphones. So do have that into attention when you purchase bassy headphones. Do not use those for long periods of time. Try to get neutral headphones, but either way, if you use headphones for a long period of time, you will mess up your hearing regardless, if it is faster or slower. And I believe this is all about the headphones. Let's go to the outro because this episode is already pretty long. And these were just some of my tips when it comes to having the perfect sound setup to review music or to listen to music critically and with attention to detail, if you are that type of person, and get a similar sound to what I get when I review music. I know that some people will say that some of the instruments that I'm picking apart or some details that I'm picking apart, some people do not notice them. Perhaps it's not because you are not noticing them. It's more because the headphones that you are using don't allow you to notice them. And it makes a big difference when you are listening to music and you want to grab those little details to have a good setup that allows you to notice those little details. The details are there in the recording from start to finish, especially if you are just like me purchasing the physical CDs or even if you purchase the official high-resolution versions of the digital downloads of those songs. If you are getting music from streaming platforms, it's close but no cigar when it comes to the quality, and if you are downloading music from illegal downloads websites, although they are promising you high quality, those songs will be heavily compressed and you are not getting the high quality that they are promising you. Not to mention that you are stealing music from your favorite SEIYUU artists sent to the group, so you are not even helping your favorites in here. I do understand that you may not have money, but please stray away from helping or paying for illegal downloads, which doesn't make any sense, but there are some websites out there that will make you pay for a fee to have access to music that they have stolen or in some way they have purchased, but only one person did and everyone else is stealing. So stray away from those types of websites and make sure that you actually are purchasing the music from your favorites and supporting them. And if you can't listen from streaming platforms, it is free to do so. You do not need to steal the music from your favorites. Sennheiser's HD579 and the FEIYUU K3. This is the setup that I use. It made sense for me to invest in this setup because I review music all the time and I listen to music all the time. It may not make sense to you, so make sure that this is something that makes sense to you. If you are going to listen to music critically and you want to dive into music critically, then invest in these if you have the money. But if you are just listening to music and you just want to listen to one song critically, do not invest that much money into something that you are not going to use all the time. It doesn't make any sense. It's money that you are wasting and could be used, for example, to purchase CDs by your favorite SEIYUU artists and 2D groups. So this is all from me in this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about the gear that I use, if you have any questions about the quality of some headphones, if I can help you, I will do so in the comments. So do not worry and leave those questions below. I will answer anything that you are asking below. This was all from me and I'll see you guys soon. You may have in the screen some videos to check as well as the subscribe orb in there if you can. And if it is your first time in this channel and you feel that this video actually gave you something interesting and you want more content like this or more content about male SEIYUU artists sent to the groups, please subscribe. And of course, it helps a lot if you give a thumbs up in there. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys soon.